Hello, Gary Champion, psychic medium and healer. The question today is, does free will exist? Kind of a deep question, didn't come from me. Do we have free will here? It's a big question. While we're on this side. Um, all that squeaking is my dog. My wife's dog playing with a toy. Peanut the Wonder Dog is active today. Got a little sleet. Question: does free will exist? And it's an interesting answer. It's a mixed bag. Yes and no. And the kind of interesting answer I got from the other side is all your mistakes are yours. And I know that my guys don't make mistakes. My guys say something that's what it, unless I've misinterpreted it, and that's not them. And sometimes that happens. You get an image or a word or two about something, and what I'm doing in what I do is interpreting messages from the other side because they often come in metaphors, and you don't know exactly what it is. Their metaphors are not all that clear. I'll give you an example. I got one about an hour ago. They have no idea what it means. And I hope it's true. It just said withdraw. I was in another part of the house and came up here to write it down before I forgot it. I'm hoping that means Russian troops will pull out and not create a war which would draw all those countries around it will be drawn into it in one way or another. We were looking at we took a package to the post office to deliver to my my wife's nephew in Korea. He's joined the military. And I'm staring at it, and my guys say he may be sent to the area there where Russia and Ukraine are having difficulties. And she's talking to her sister later on, and Gary says that he might be sent there. And his mother said that he had kind of said something like that, but it wasn't where I said he was going to go. He said it was some other place. And I said, no, it's one of those countries around Ukraine. We're not currently piling troops up in Ukraine to fight Russians, but they are in the area, and of course can be airdropped or at a moment's notice. So is a genesis there. If she didn't have a nephew in the army, it wouldn't have come to me because I don't have anybody in the military. Come to think of it, everybody in my family's been in the military but me. I'm not suitable, and I'm too old. But anyway, that's the genesis of the thing. Saw the package, and it's somewhere in Korea, and I said, well, he's going to be involved in that if things go any further. If this incursion is not limited in some. This is a bullying attempt to get the country to just do what they want them to do without them having to do anything. Fire a few shells, put troops on the line, and bully them into giving them their lunch money. That's what it is. It's the same as a kid in school bullies you. He's going to beat you up if you don't give him your lunch money. That never happened to me. Not that it couldn't have, but I have always had people around me to protect me. Very strange. Anyway, I know I'm going far afield, but we do have free will, but we tend not to do that. We tend to listen to things that I've got an idea. I'll do this and that and that. Well, it's not your idea. It's your great uncle or some guide that you never met. Some guy named Billy, let's say, who you don't know, you never met, who's assigned himself as your guide, telling you to do this. And so your subconscious picks it up and you do it. You think you had free will, and really you're just following the advice of a spirit from the other side, which means you didn't follow free will. If the guy had followed free will, he would have gone that way, and instead he went this way because he got an idea. I hope that's not confusing. But all your mistakes are yours, they're saying again. The stuff that turns out really, really good is stuff they gave you. So, yes, you have the ability to screw up your life if you want to. And you know those people. They can't do anything right. Everything they put their hand to or they do just fails. Relationships, jobs, everything's a failure because they're not listening. Most people listen some of the time. Everybody listens some of the time, except those people that constantly can't do anything right. What am I doing wrong? Shut your brain off and sit down, relax, take some deep breaths and listen. Guidance is always there. You know, they're not Superman. Guides are not Superman. They're not Batman. They're not Spider-Man. They're just people that are a level off from us that can see things clearly and can communicate them to you through your subconscious. They don't know everything, but they know a lot. So yes, you have free will if you follow your intuitive self, or what you might call your instincts. My daddy used to do it all the time, in silly things, and he would not claim it. He'd say, "Oh, I got lucky." In a little town I lived in, these are old stories, but I always like talking about my family. They're mostly not around. But he would, in this little town, the barbershop was where you placed a bet. You want to bet on a horse race. They had a horse track not that far from there, 90 minutes away. There was a horse track that I used to frequent, that I used to make money at. But as a child, he would go down the barbershop and place a $2 bet just for fun. There's no money in it, just for fun. But he always won. Oh, I won that. I was real lucky. No, he wasn't. He knew how. He was like me, or I'm like him. So, and my sister's like him because she's a healer and he was a healer, and his mother was a healer. The grandmother that gave me these abilities was also a healer, which is probably why I'm healing. Interesting. Everything's connected if you just look at it and listen. So yes, you have free will, but all your mistakes are yours. How you learn the difference? You got two different voices. The one that's in your head that tells you things, that one's fallible. The one that comes from the other side is not. They can see what's around the corner. Anyway, withdraw, I heard an hour ago maybe. And I'm hoping that's what happens. I'm hoping that. When was the last time a country invaded another country? I mean, they used to do it all the time. Germany, France, Italy, Britain. They were always fighting each other, skirmishing and launching boats with men in them and landing and killing everybody. The last real conflagration was World War II, where countries try to take over countries. I don't know. Maybe you could say the same about any of these Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, any of those wars. Russia tried to invade Afghanistan and fought there forever and ever and ever and finally pulled out. You know that story. But it's a bully tactic. Give us what we want and we'll go away. It looks like Ukraine has said no. Why? Because they've had 30 years of freedom. They used to be a part of the Soviet Union. 30 years ago, they separated, created their own country, elected their own officials, collected their own taxes, did everything, established themselves against Russia's will. Russia said, you won't do that, and they did it. And this is all this is. We want that land back. So it's old KGB stuff. So I hope they withdraw, because nobody needs to get killed today. Nobody. There's hope for the future if we are vigilant and keep these idiots locked up somewhere. There's always an idiot that needs to be locked up. People lack the strength to do it. We should be locking up a bully we've got. People keep dancing around it. They haven't filed any formal charges, but there it is, easily proven. Strength of will. Because the group that he belongs to has not got the backbone to pursue their own problem. Anyway, I hope this helps. We do have free will, but mostly it's just mistakes we're making. If you do something right, it's probably somebody from the other side told you. No fear, no regret, no anger. Thanks for watching.